Here, we'll start again with a new empty project. We've seen how we can create basic rectangles, circles, and lines with the shape tools. Motion also provides a few preset shapes in the library. Go to the library and select the Shapes category. To see what the shapes look like, click on a few and check the preview. Let's build a little animated clock with this arrow shape. Click Apply to add it to the center of the canvas. We want to make it tall and skinny like a clock hand, but instead of scaling it, which would make the arrowhead very long, right-click and select the Edit Points tool. Now drag a marquee to select the arrowhead points. Then instead of dragging, hold down the Command key and tap the up arrow key to move all the selected points straight up. Add the Shift key to move them faster. With the top 5 control points still selected, choose Edit, Transform Control Points. Note the keyboard shortcut Shift-Command-T. This super useful command creates a bounding box around the selected control points so that they can all be positioned, scaled, or rotated as a group. Try moving the box around, then undo. Hold down the Option key and drag right on the left side bounding box handle to scale both sides into the center at the same time. Now drag a marquee to select the bottom 2 control points, press Shift-Command-T to transform them, and Option drag one toward the center to move both at the same time. Press Command Spacebar and drag right on the base of the arrow to zoom in close. Right-click on each of the bottom control points and select Smooth to create a rounded end. Press Shift-Z to fit the canvas back to the window. We now have a stylized clock hand. Right-click on it and select the Anchor Point tool. Move the anchor point down to the base of the arrow so that it will rotate around its base. Right-click and select the Transform tool. Try rotating the arrow. If it's too big or small, hold down Shift and Option and scale it to a good size. Before building the rest of the clock, let's save this modified shape so we can use it in other projects. In the Layers list, rename the arrow to Clock Hand Arrow. Then drag it to the bottom of the library pane. Our new shape now appears in the Shapes category of the library with a user preset badge, much like the custom gradient we made earlier. Let's use another shape to create the clock face. In the toolbar, select the Circle tool. Drag out a circle on the canvas, pressing the Shift key to keep it round. Press Escape. Use the HUD to turn off the fill and turn on the outline. Reset its transform properties in the Properties Inspector to center it, and scale it as needed, holding down Shift and Option as you drag. Now reposition the clock hand inside the circle as needed. To mark the hours around the clock face, let's create a short line and replicate it. Select the Line tool. Hold down the Shift key and draw a short vertical line in the canvas. Press Escape. Press F1 to go to the Properties tab and click the hooked arrow to center the line. Now at the far right of the toolbar, click the Replicator button. 25 copies of the line appear on the canvas in a 5x5 grid. In the Replicator Inspector, change the shape to a circle, the arrangement to outline, points to 12, and check the Align Angle checkbox. Adjust the radius to move the lines just inside the clock face, and drag the replicator in the canvas to center it. Choose Object Send to Back, or press Command-Shift left bracket to move it below the clock hand shape. Save your work. By the way, the replicator in motion is an amazingly powerful tool, and this is just one example of how to use it. I have a tutorial dedicated to exploring it in detail. Check it out at rippletraining.com. Now let's animate the clock hand. Select it in the Layers list. Go to the Properties Inspector, click the Animation menu for rotation, and select Add Parameter Behavior, Rate. Start playback and set the rate value in the Behaviors Inspector to -6. The arrow should now spin clockwise quickly. This will be our minute hand. Stop playback. To create the hour hand, select the minute hand layer and press Command D to duplicate it. The hour hand needs to move 1/12 the speed of the minute hand, so in the Behaviors Inspector, set the rate to -0.5. Play that back. That looks good, but the hour hand is too long. Stop playback and drag down on the top center bounding box handle. Because we move the anchor point to the base, the arrow now scales and rotates around the base. In other words, the base does not move when the arrow changes size or rotation. Now play that back. Nice. Rename the group to Clock, select the group, and scale and reposition it in the canvas as you like. Experiment with the indent and extrude filters on this group to create a 3D look. Let's save this entire clock animation. In the library, near the bottom, select the Favorites category. From the Layers list, drag the clock group to the bottom window of the library. The animated clock is now available for any project.